Sandra Rodriguez, and I'm here once again with another one of our interviews for our Heart of Hollywood interview series. And today, I just did a wonderful interview with a wonderful LA musician. However, that interview was in Spanish. So now we're back with another interview with the same wonderful musician, this time in English. And this musician is Carlos Samaniego. He heads a mariachi band here in LA. Hi, Carlos. It's so wonderful of you to join us today.
Hi, nice to be here again, Sandy.
Well, let me get back to the very same things we were discussing a moment ago. Um, you have a very interesting career in music. As I understand, you became interested in mariachi music from a very young age and eventually came to have and head and direct your very own mariachi band. Can you give us a little breakdown of how that came to be?
Sure, of course. So when I was a child, my father taught me to sing, and I learned to sing mariachi music. And when I was in middle school, um, the first teenage years, the middle school itself had a mariachi program. And I really wanted to be a part of that program. The only problem was that I didn't know how to play an instrument. I only sang, and the teacher said, well, you have to play an instrument. And I said, well, I don't care. I'll learn how to play whatever, just so I can be a part of this. So he said, fine, well, we need a guitarrón player. I didn't even know what that was. And I said, okay, I'll learn how to play it. So I learned how to play the guitarrón, which is the base of the instrument. It's a very big instrument. And little did I know that wasn't going to be able to sing much while playing the guitarrón. But nonetheless, I learned how to play the instrument so that I could be a part of the group. Eventually, I learned how to play the violin because I really, really love the violin, and also I could sing more. So I became a violinist, and I was a part of other youth groups, youth mariachi groups, until I was in college, and then that's when I got into playing in professional mariachi groups. In fact, mariachi paid for my college education. I went to university during the weekend. On the weekends, I played mariachi, and I was able to do both at the same time. When I was in college, actually, I was a part of the LGBT group that was on campus, and I just came out of the closet when I was in college. And so I wanted to join or be with other people who were also going to be LGBT, because I wanted to feel that sort of connection with somebody or with other people. And when I joined that group, they were planning their week of Pride Week events, and one of the events that they were planning for that week was a mock wedding in protest, rather, because same-sex marriages were not legal in this country back then. I'm talking about the year 2000. And so in planning that event, that wedding rather, they were doing a wedding cake and all of the wedding preparations. And because it was a very Latino campus, Cal State LA, they wanted a mariachi. They're like, well, we have mariachis at every Mexican wedding. Why wouldn't we have one for this event? And they knew that I played mariachi professionally. So they said, hey, could you gather some musicians and do this event? I said, sure. And then I thought out loud, I guess. And I said, hey, wouldn't it be great if it were an all gay mariachi? And they said, hey, you can do that? And I said, oh, yeah, I guess I can. I guess I just opened my big mouth and now I have to do it. So I started to call people, and friends started to call their friends, because I didn't know enough people who were out in the mariachi world. And so people from all over the place came to participate in this one event. People from Fresno came in, people from San Diego came in. They just wanted to be a part of this one-time event, and I created this large mariachi of all LGBT people to be a part of this event. So we played for this wedding, this mock wedding, in protest, like I said, and the manager of this gay Latino nightclub in Hollywood was present, and he caught wind that this mariachi, because I named it something, Mariachi Arcoiris de Los Angeles, even back then, was going to be present. So he came, and as soon as we were done, he asked for who was in charge, and they all pointed at me, and I said, fine, I guess I'm in charge. And he said, hey, I want to offer you work at our club. So we started to work there. But after a few months, it sort of fizzled out. I was really young and inexperienced as a director, and I just couldn't keep it going. So now all of these years passed by, and I started working with various different professional mariachis. Unfortunately, I had to go through being made fun of and bullying and just mocking and a lot of really negative things because I was openly gay. And working with these really great mariachi musicians, the mentality was back then, especially more than now, very closed, and it was taboo. I couldn't be out, and I couldn't say that I liked men or that I had a boyfriend or anything. Meanwhile, of course they could talk about their wives and girlfriends all the time. So all of these things throughout all these years really affected me, and I always had it in the back of my mind, Mariachi Arcoiris, and I thought to myself, one day I'll recreate this group, but this time for a different reason, not just for one event or not like as a fluke, but really because I wanted to create a safe space for other musicians who also identify as LGBTQ, who are mariachis, and we can gather and rehearse and perform our beautiful music of Mexico without all of the bullying and the mocking and all those negative things, and really a place where we can be our authentic selves. So I restarted this group again in the year 2014, Mariachi Arcoiris de Los Angeles, again, the world's first LGBTQ plus mariachi.
That is fascinating. So, well, for our non-Hispanic friends, Mariachi Arcoiris de Los Angeles. Arcoiris is rainbow, so certainly you were inspired by the flag. Am I right in that regard?
That is correct. Yes, I named it for that reason specifically.
That's very interesting. Also, Carlos, I have to say that it was quite a feat that you pulled off in finding musicians that were, firstly, available. Secondly, a part of the LGBTQ community, but most importantly, top-notch, top-level, very serious musicians, because I do understand that even though your mariachi band certainly serves a purpose in shattering stereotypes, the main thing that you do is play wonderful music to perfection. I mean, I know you're a perfectionist, and certainly the music is first and foremost in your band, even though you also do activism and represent the community. Am I right in that?
Yes. The most important thing for me personally in having this group is how it's going to sound and the level of professionalism. So, and there are a few reasons for that. One is, it's just my own personal pride, and anything that I'm going to be a part of, I want it to be something good. But also, I feel that just because of the nature of our group, people will automatically speak ill of us without even really hearing us or giving us a chance. And that's just sort of human nature, and there are a lot of homophobic people, and that's just the way it's going to be, especially in our Latino community, unfortunately. So having a high level of musicality and professionalism is important because we can combat that negativity with this beautiful thing. So really, it's kind of like a slap in the face to these people who speak ill of us once they hear the group and once they see how professional the group is and how beautiful the arrangements are and how everyone is a good musician and performs well and sings well. So all of these things really are our armor. It's to protect us, and it's also how we are both on the offensive and the defensive, right? We can use this beautiful music to really represent everything. And frankly, this music is the most important thing for the mariachi and for us. And regardless of what we represent, it's always going to be the music first.
My dear friend Carlos, I
Yeah.
think we are waiting here for Sandy. Let me go back with you. Technical things.
Yes.
behind the scenes. Let me check. I'm going here. But tell me about your favorite musician. I know you was talking about Juan Gabriel, one of the best musicians in Mexican history.
Yeah, so Juan Gabriel is, in my opinion, Mexico's most important singer-songwriter. He wrote over 1,000 songs, whether they were songs that he wrote for himself to sing or for other artists to interpret as well. And in fact, lots of songs that he wrote for other people were just as famous, if not more, than the ones that he sang himself. So he is really important, and not only because of that, but also he was a part of our community, meaning the LGBTQ community, and so that's all really relevant and super important, I think.
Thank you. And I think that we have Sandy back. Let me check. And we are back, Sandy.
Yes. So we're having a bit of a technical glitch on my end. Sorry about that. Yes. So Carlos was telling us about how important the musical aspect is, in the sense that it is their calling card.
This is Mariachi Arcoiris with Carlos. Carlos, can you let us know how they can find you?
Yes, of course. So you can find us on our website, which is mariachiarcoiris.com. If you just even Google Rainbow Mariachi or LGBTQ plus Mariachi, our website will come up. And on our website is our phone number and all of our social media handles. We are on all of them. And so please follow us, and you can see all of the fun things that we do and when we will be able to perform again for public events, which is what we do and we're waiting for. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, things aren't happening for a while, but we're going to be patient and we're going to be going forward and do what we can and still create music. And in fact, we are always doing new videos and things like that so that we can put on our social media and on our website of us performing, so that there are things that people can still view and enjoy.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. We got you covered with the first interview in Spanish. So it's a complete interview, and we learned a lot about you, so we really appreciate it. There is any message that you would like to tell to our Heart of Hollywood audience before?
Yes, actually, well, the one thing that I wasn't able to talk about in English, which is something I would like to say briefly, is that in our group we have the first transgender woman in the history of mariachi, and her name is Natalia Melendez. It's important to bring her up because by herself, she's a pioneer. Yes, I know this mariachi is groundbreaking because we're the first of our kind, but also as an individual, she is really very important, and she's a wonderful musician, violinist, and singer, and a great attribute to our mariachi. So we're happy to have her, and we just want to make everyone aware that we represent the LGBT community and the Latino and the Mexican community, and we're here for everybody.
Well, thank you so much, Carlos. I'm sure that all our friends in social media are going to find Mariachi Arcoiris, because we want that they hear your music, that they know about you, about the story, about your colleagues as well, musicians. So anyway, it was wonderful to have you in the interview, and we hope to make another interview with you on Saturday.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.